Hey guys, welcome back to the Insta-only challenge, and may I add, wow, that's a lot of views. Thank you guys for the support on this silly lil series. In this episode we're tackling pirate seas. This world is way harder than ancient Egypt because of many zombies introduced in this world, which I'll get to later. I hope you guys enjoy this episode as much as the last one. Anyways, let's get into this world. On day 1 we brought the OG crew, being potato mine, iceberg lettuce, gravebuster. Anyways, day 1 was surprisingly hard. Nah, I'm just joking, but I did learn that I couldn't place potatomine on the planks. Day 2 introduced one of those zombie I was talking about earlier, the seagull zombie. You may be thinking, cheesy, what's so bad about the seagull zombie? Just explode them with potato mine. Well, so what now? I hear you asking, is the run over? Well, obviously not. I'd like to introduce to you Squash. He's strong, he's reliable, but most importantly, he can hit seagulls. So Squash is our man to beat pirate seas. On day 3 it was an easy level. Seagulls didn't even appear. So I'll give you a cheese fact. Queen Victoria was given a 1,000-pound giant cheese wheel as a wedding gift. Shocking, I know. Day 4 was another easy level because the seagulls didn't appear. Day 5 had a ramp up in difficulty because of my worst nightmare, a cheese grater. Nah, I'm just joking. The game just started to spam seagulls. I mean, there's 16 seagulls. I don't think that Squash and his long cooldown can take them all on. So I rented Cherry Bomb and beat the level with ease somewhat. I also got Cherry Bomb permanently after spending 2,000 coins on 5 seed packets. So give a warm welcome to Cherry Bomb. Day 6 was easy cause the seagulls can't fly over a bomb. Day 7 made me want to be pushed into a pit of lava, have my charred body be put into the electric chair, then get decapitated, and be slowly grated by a cheese grater until I eventually die. Because of how many zombies this game sends at me just for their rotten asses can waltz through my lawn like a bird flying through the sky on a nice goddamn sunny Thursday. MB for crashing out, but this level sucked. Not only was it the spam that drove me up a wall, but we also had this attempt. Not only did we have that attempt, but when I actually beat the level with homing Thistle, I wasn't recording. All I have is this. And I didn't want to do what I did last episode and say whoopsie doodle and just go on to the next level, so I had to beat this bitch of a level twice. Eventually I did beat the level again with Impure, but you know, I just want to make this video more interesting. Day 8 was a conveyor belt level, which I'm not complaining about after day 7. On day 9 we froze, we exploded, we squashed, and we exploded some more. Day 10 had seagull zombies. It also had dim cannons. And finally, it had barrel rollers. So yeah, this level was kind of hard if you couldn't tell. This is due to barrel roller hard countering everything we have. Imp cannon sometime being unkillable, and seagull zombie just being seagull zombie. Day 10 was finally beaten by renting Ruberbarian, who's technically an insta. Day 11 was a 2-flag level, and the last wave had this to throw at me. Anyways, it was beaten first try because of some RNG and Cherry Bomb. Day 10 was the coconut cannon mini game. Skipped. Day 13 had 3 things. 1, it had no seagulls. This guy was introduced. And this level was a produce sun level. And in case you didn't know, none of our instas could produce sun. So is this the end of the run? What do you think? I mean, look at this video's run time. So how did I manage to win this level? with a brand new Insta. I'd like to introduce to you to Gold Bloom. Gold Bloom allowed us to be able to produce the 2000 sun we needed to beat this level. Obviously I won't be using Gold Bloom in any levels except for produce sun levels and a certain dark world. Day 14 was a plain defenses level, so I made a minefield. Sadly that didn't work. So I hear you say, couldn't you just plant a bunch of squashes? Well, no, because we literally can't plant squash during the setup phase. Iceberg lettuce couldn't be used at all. So how did I win this level? With a rented hypno shroom, which can be planted in the setup phase and eaten by seagulls. With hypno I won by the skin of my teeth. Day 15 was beaten with solar sage. I'd also like to introduce a strategy I use during the early game. I call the strategy the vegetable aisle. Basically, what I do is just preplant my potato beans, squashes, and iceberg lettuces in all of the lanes. We also had this guy. His name is Bartholomew. So guys, I look-key didn't record day 16, so instead I'll use PNGs to describe it. Day 16 was beaten on the second try. Why not the first try? Because squash does this. Okay, yeah, I think you understand. We also had to protect Tweedlebean and Tweedle Spring. Day 17 was tough. I couldn't beat it with the OG crew, Jalapeno, Power Lily, even Teleportado mine didn't beat it. So, instead of using any disgusting rented plants, I used a powered up squash to beat this level. Day 18 is a locked and loaded level. Skipped. Also look at this cool formation I made. Day 19 was a yak sun levels and a flower line level, so Gold Bloom was needed. This zombie was then stalled with Stunion, iceberg lettuce, and potato meat. Day 20 was a noteworthy produce sun level, so I'll give you a cheese fact. Did you know that there are over 2,000 different types of cheese? Crazy, right? Day 21 is just flat out impossible. Why? I hear you asking. Well, let me run you through the math. Basically, we need to produce 2,500 sun. Gold Bloom produces 375 sun per charge. This means we need at least 7 Gold Blooms. Gold Bloom a recharge is 75 seconds. So, 75 by 7 equals 525. And 525 divided by 60 means that it would take 8.75 minutes to produce all the sun needed to beat this level. Sure, if the level had like 3 or 4 flags, this level would be completely possible. But this level has 1 flag. So I don't exactly think that day 21 is possible with just Gold Bloom, so I will come back to the level when I have more sun producing. But for now I'm pretty sure it's impossible. You could try it yourself if you wanted, but I don't think it is. Day 22 is worse than day 7. This level took me a whole week to beat. I hate this level. First I tried to make a minefield, but that was quickly taken care of. I tried to beat this level with a mix of hypno and potato mine, but that failed just as quickly. You see, the problem with this level is the imp cannons. Since I'm not able to kill them, they burst and send imps everywhere on my lawn, overwhelming my poor potato mines. And since most of my instas are single target, that's kind of a lot of imps. My next attempt was with potato meat. That almost worked. I knew that if I could just have one more plant alongside Primal potato mine and regular potato mine, I'd be able to win. Therefore, starting my multi-day journey to acquire Primal potato mine. Also, for the duration of this series I'm gonna call Primal potato mine just Primal. I already had 10 Primal seed packets, so I needed 50 seed packets. If I find Primal P and beat the level, then I'll gain 20 seed packets. So I had to find Primal P 3 times. Not that hard, right? Ron. I quit. The chances are to get Primal on the rent a plant, but I could not find him. But after many hours, days even, I finally got him. So I'd like you to meet Primal potato mine. After much trial and error, I have concluded that the best strategy to win was to rent homing thistle while planting my Primal and my potato mines like this. After many days of attempts, I did it. After a whole week, I did it. Also at the end of the level I accidentally planted this guy. Weird. Day 23 was a pretty noteworthy flower line level. Also in every level excluding Produce X Sun levels I've brought in Grave Buster I do because he's only useful in 2 worlds. Oh well. Day 24 is a really hard level to end this world off with. For one, we had to protect Tweedlebean and Tweedle Spring again. Great. This level was beaten via moving the Bean Brothers out of the way with escape route and killing all the zombies, I guess. Well, I guess that's the end of the episode. Yeah. Sadly, Pirate Seas wasn't 100% possible, with only instas. But 24 out of the 25 levels being completely possible with only instants is still a really good margin. Well, I guess I'll see you guys next time in the Wild West.